We're trying this one more time, fam. Alright, so let's see. Oh, it is starting this time. Okay, cool. This is unfortunate, but sometimes it'd be like that. We are officially live. I was able to figure it out. Say hi, Zal.
Hello there. My name is Zalrok.
So today we are having a very fun chat. Apparently every time I want to start a new stream on like OBS, I'm gonna have to just bumble around for a couple of minutes, which is unfortunate. But we're here. We're doing it. Heck it, we're doing it live, in the words of the ever infamous Bill O'Reilly.
We're doing it live.
I am sharing out the links so that way some compadres can come and join us. The nature of YouTube is always fun and ever changing. Heaven forbid something be nice and simple, because if it is, YouTube's gonna find a way to mess it up. But we are here. I'm super excited for that. I am now going to try to stay in the center of the frame and sit all the way, because one of the unfortunate consequences of my sitting situation in my small chair and my large desk is that I always look really tiny. I promise I'm not actually that tiny.
I mean, you could always just move the camera to look down. There's that.
I can't. I'm using a PC, and if I try to bend it, it will fall all the way down. If I was on a laptop, I think that I might try my next live stream on a laptop and just use my microphone, which is a portable one. But we do have other viewers. It's nice. I'm super happy that some members of the fam squad are joining. Hey, Purple Rhymes with Orange. I hope you're having a great day.
Hello there.
So I have tweeted out the link, so hopefully some peeps will come and join us. I use TweetDeck, and using TweetDeck is actually really neat. I like TweetDeck. One of the things that you can do on TweetDeck is you can schedule stuff in advance, which would be great if it was someone who is more organized than me.
Luciano, I have one small tiny problem.
Yeah?
All the links that were on the old stream aren't in the new one.
I'm pulling them up right now. I'm just like, you sent them in multiple messages instead of sending them in one message.
I know. That's because I was copy-pasting them from my Twitch channel.
So, Purple Rhymes with Orange. TweetDeck is a very nice thing. It's what some professional social media people use to manage Twitter. You can use it to manage multiple Twitter accounts, and you can use it to do things like schedule tweets, bookmark tweets. It's basically like what Twitter wants to be now, but is too incompetent to actually be successfully. Because YouTube decided to remodel their UI, making it weirdly close to like ugly TweetDeck, and just making it really bad. It's kind of hilarious. I am trying to update all the links, but Zal should be an admin or a moderator, so he should be able to post links too. So, yeah.
I am indeed a moderator.
Yeah. I am putting in all the links. I don't know if it's updating live. I hope it is. It might be, actually, because I know that...
It is.
Yeah!
I see the ZODs. I have my Patreons. I see my coffee, and my PayPal / Streamlabs is somehow a combined link.
Well, you know what? I can't help that that's the way you sent it to me.
No, because the PayPal link shouldn't be the Streamlabs link.
Merch. Alright. So, also, the fact that it updates, like, live is actually kind of neat. I have never done that before. Alright, so I'm gonna correct the Patreon one.
Actually, the Patreon link is correct. Never mind. For some stupid reason, the PayPal link is the incorrect link.
I am correcting it right now. So, let me see. Live dashboard. Something that actually really helps and is incredibly useful is the fact that I have a like I have a plugin for Chrome that actually darkens Chrome. So if you want to have like a permanent night mode, which is great because I used to have a problem with like having horrendously bad glare, and it's still not great. It's just better than before. I'm making sure all the links are correct now, but I think they are. But yeah.
I despise white mode. In all of its awful, god-awful not glory.
Can you resend me your PayPal later, and then I will just plug it in after the fact?
I'm literally logging into it right now so I can grab it.
But yeah, so the dark mode thing, let me see if I can find the name. I just googled permanent night mode, and it was like the first Chrome extension that popped up. So if you use Google Chrome like I do, you should be able to find it. But Zal, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
I am a streamer who does things on Twitch. I play majority RPGs, but I also play casual survival games.
Nice.
Of course, some people disagree with me that survival games are casual, but I'm like, it's fun. So I consider them casual.
Is that your definition? Is that what your definition of casual is? Fun?
Yes. It's fun for me, therefore it's casual. This is how this works.
I get that attitude. So Zal and I have known each other sort of tangentially for a couple of months now, but we're also Zal DMs a D&D campaign that I'm in, where my character Morthos is just a very odd fellow who just yesterday did a lot of shenanigans during a roleplay session.
Cut out.
Oh, I cut out now? Oh, that's new.
Yes.
Huh, that's unfortunate. I'll move a little bit closer and see if moving my microphone closer helps. I'm just gonna hold it, so hopefully it come through more clearly now.
Anyway, yes. I DM a game where he is in with Curiosity. Used to be with a person named Milo. There was Jamie, who people should know. Atheist Snail. Both of them are unable to play for a while, or like a long time because of real life. Mm-hmm. And with Isith Original,
Callan.
Or he said Callan, who Luciano is a friend with.
Yeah.
And Dark Beast, who is on the Twitter too, and it has been sick for a while.
Yeah.
And I think that's everyone.
Yeah.
Right?
So okay, 3 of our 8 people have dropped. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's everyone. So at this point, basically, sometimes people will come on and just test a concept character, and usually the concept character works. I really like the concept character, and then just real life gets in the way and keeps them from being able to play, which is unfortunate.
Yes, and you play a bard who doesn't do stereotypical bard things, like seduce everyone around them.
My bard is a very nice person who is vehemently opposed to murder, which is a good thing given some of the thematic stuff going on in our campaign. And my bard is also very good at preventing murder, apparently, so that's neat.
Yes.
Lots of murder has been stopped because of my interference.
And I've already proven myself to be not trustworthy when it comes to the statement "it's fine."
I know. No, okay, in fairness, I'm gonna do something I don't often do, and I'm gonna help the DM, and I'm gonna say that your definition of "it's fine" is different from our definition. I don't think it's that you're untrustworthy. I think it's that you enjoy the possibility of murdering your characters, and you're not out to kill us. That's not the same thing, but you're just like, yeah, if my players are in danger, I'm a happy man.
I I confirm this?
I was waiting to see how you reacted to that one. Yeah, I was curious as to if you were going to disagree.
No, I'm going to just come right out and say that I am perfectly fine with this definition.
I really like the campaign. So for people who are curious, it's most Sundays at 8:30 p.m. EST. On Zal's Twitch, we play a session, not a session, we play a campaign called Chaotic Roll, and what we do is we're a whole bunch of adventurous compadres who just roam around an island that is mostly uncolonized. We're part of an adventurers guild, and there is an overarching storyline that involves a couple of our characters. Weirdly enough, one of the only person who's been in every single session at this point is me, and my character was just sort of a test concept. I made a tiefling bard who prefers to talk things out and is also good at it, so that's neat.
Yes, and you are... What was it? What college? A morning bard.
Yeah, I'm a healer bard who can prevent murders from happening. If I see a person getting murdered, as long as they're not already dead, I can heal them. It's great.
Yes, and of course, the first session. What I remember the first session. You guys
almost died.
I had unfortunately rolled up 4 orcs, and then you guys almost died.
It's funny. It's funny. I would actually say that our most dangerous encounter was the last encounter to happen. The last combat encounter we had with the bandits, where I got very angry that my role-playing was just arbitrarily ignored. Not a fan of that. And I put someone to sleep, and then I was able to prevent any person, including our enemies, from dying when the enemy leader was like, "Alright guys, I'm dying. Don't let me die." I made him beg for his life. It was great.
I'm not sorry.
I mean, in the next, honestly, if I had gained the ability to fire super long eldritch bolts at him as he was leaving, I probably would have murdered him myself just to be like, that's what you get for messing with my role-playing. I just wanted to talk things out, and you had to go over here and get murdery.
Hey, at least I gave you an RP session afterwards.
Yes, and then in the RP session, I bought all the things. I just gave away my money, and I made a friend. It was great.
Yes, and you invested in the store.
And I also probably started becoming a warlock. It's great. Just there was a lot of big mood shifts in the beginning.
Hey, you could be chaotic good and a warlock at
You
the same time.
You definitely can. I just think it's worrying that my character's motivation for becoming a warlock is mostly so that I can 360 no-scope people. because if I'm being real, that's the only reason I'd want to be a bard warlock, so that way I can just spell snipe people from 600 feet away.
Or what was that thing where you can go 1,320 feet away, apparently, with one Eldritch Blast.
So, okay, in order to do that, you have to have some comically specific settings, though. That is the maximum range of everything excluding a wish. So, for people who are curious, there's a Discord channel called Last Chance Gaming, or Discord server, and on it there's a whole bunch of D&D campaigns and a whole bunch of other things. But in the Chaotic Roll one, I shared a link where someone did the calculations for the furthest possible Eldritch Blast, and the furthest possible Eldritch Blast goes over 1,300 feet, which is insane.
Yes, which is 1/5 of a mile, right?
Yeah, it's over 20% of a mile. Can you imagine, you could be a town away, and you could just get a headshot by someone with an Eldritch Blast. It's great. It's like it's the magic equivalent of the Spanish Inquisition. You never see it coming.
Yes, and at like 17th level, you could fire 5 bolts, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
So that means that you could kill 5 people. You could just American sniper people using Eldritch Blast. It's awful.
Actually, American Sniper isn't even the best sniper shot. Unfortunately, that was like Canadians and others actually got further sniper fire than that.
I was mostly just saying American Sniper because everyone knows. Like, most people don't like him. I don't like him either. But, like, most people know, at the very least, they have some conception of what American Sniper was. It was just a really weird moment in American history where people celebrated someone who was low-key a mass murderer. American history is weird, y'all. If you don't know who American Sniper is, he's just this really infamous sniper that killed a whole bunch of people, including probably civilians in the Middle East. And there was a movie made about him, and it was just a really weird moment in our history.
And then he was murdered by someone with by another veteran who had PTSD, which I'm actually perfectly fine with.
No, I'm over here like we probably shouldn't be fine with murder. There's a part of me that's like, I don't disagree with you, but also probably shouldn't be fine with murder.
Just... You forget I'm perfectly. I'm having fun just by thinking about this. I should probably stop.
This is a very real chat. So part of the reason Zal and I get along so well is that we're both big ol' nerds, and I wanted to take some time for you to just tell us a little bit about some of the stuff you Twitch stream over on your channel, if you feel comfortable doing that.
I can do that. In fact, my channel is full of videos that I've done. I've done Kingdoms. In fact, I can go right to my Steam right now and say all the games that I have installed or played on my Twitch. I've played Witcher 3. I've played They Are Billions. Tyranny. A little bit of Pillars of Eternity. I still need to do that. Kingdoms of Amulet. Kingdom Come Deliverance. Frostpunk. Surviving Mars. Sanctuary RPG.
Nice.
Space Pirates and Zombies, Enderall, Fallout New Vegas, Tale of Two Wastelands as well, Divinity, the Banner Saga quite recently, Borderlands 2, Arcanum. I do plan on doing Baldur's Gate.
Nice.
And speaking of Baldur's Gate, I've also played. I did Neverwinter Nights on there, and a lot of other games that I have played too are uninstalled, unfortunately. But I've also played. Let's see. I do plan on doing Dragon's Dogma, Dragon Age Origins. There's so many games that I still want to play on there. But I've also played Guild Wars 2 on my channel. And I think that's it. I do plan on also doing Mass Effect. Literally lots of RPGs I plan on doing.
I really like playing RPGs. For anyone who's curious about one of the things that I've been doing since I got to Greensboro, I moved to Greensboro a couple weeks ago. I really haven't been all that active making videos, but I've started writing a lot more, which was actually what I was like known for back in the day. I've started writing the story on Royal Road, which is like it's not a super dark fantasy story, but I am gonna gradually start to shift it in that direction, about this dude who's a god and is just like all of his adventures in the universe is he's just like wandering around doing godly things. And it's supposed to be a dark story. It doesn't start off particularly dark, although there is like among other things, many murders that happen in the first couple of chapters. And over on Royal Road, it has 19 chapters, and it has almost 300 pages, so it is actually novel length. And I didn't realize that up until a couple of days ago. I was like going through the analytics, I'm like, oh, this is literally the length of a novel, and it's only been in a couple of it's only been in 3 places in the universe. I should probably up the pace, I guess.
Oh, but there's bigger novels than 300.
Oh, I know. There are definitely novels that are way bigger than 300 pages. I just sort of started writing without having a serious plan, and then before I knew it, it hit 300 pages, and it's actually at 94 followers right now, so it's only 6 people away from hitting 100, and I'm just like, oh man, that's the most followers I've ever had on any story I've ever written. Nice.
I love reading. I've read The Chronicles of Amber. I've read The Dark is Rising. I've read almost all up to the 5th book of the Game of Song of Ice and Fire.
Nice.
I've read a lot of Shannara novels. I think I've read all of the Wheel of Time novels. I've read books on Eberron, the Dreaming Dark series. I never actually finished it. I've read quite a lot. In fact, my bookshelf doesn't even have all the books I've read because I left them all at my parents' place.
Nice.
But
so I see
I've also read Redwall, and a lot of other books too.
I really like reading fantasy. I haven't read a whole bunch of super high fantasy. I read The War of the Dragonlance, which was a novel series set in the D&D universe of, I think Dragon Spear or something back when I was younger. Those books are about as old as I am. I read a lot of stuff online, so I read a lot of web novels. That's part of the reason why I like isekai stories so much. I think it's really neat that Purple Rhymes with Orange says that they have DM'd groups under space opera and tunnels and trolls, and as a young person, I'm inclined to think that that is not a real thing, and that that's someone parodying D&D. I know it's probably a real thing, but as I'm glancing at it, I'm just man, there is a part of me that is is that Poe's Law Dungeons and Dragons?
I don't know. I'm 27 and you're younger than me, so I don't know.
So my family was always kind of interested in nerdy stuff. So when I started reading Dungeons and Dragons stuff, they were just oh, that's neat. But then as I started to get older and as I started to become less religious, I wonder if any of them thought that it had to do with me reading all these novels. And if I'm being completely honest, there's a part of me that was interested in other religions just because of D&D. I heard about other monsters and other mythologies that were incorporated into D&D, and then I'm I want to do research into these things on my own and see what they're about.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool things I learned about because I was interested in nerd stuff.
I think that's definitely the case. I wonder if someone did a poll of especially all the YouTube atheists who also do stuff like Dungeons and Dragons. And there's actually a decent number of us. I feel not that many people realize just how many different atheistic YouTubers and secular personalities play stuff like D&D. One of the biggest examples I can think of someone that really caught me off guard when I started playing D&D was the guys from the Bible Reloaded. And I really like their campaigns. I think it's really cool. It just I wasn't expecting them to all of a sudden start playing D&D.
They kind of yelled nerd to me, so I wasn't as surprised.
I always thought, like, I figured that if they played it, they probably played it in private. And then, like, some of the first campaigns that I did, I was living in places like Honduras. When I was a student in high school, I was the president of a mythology club, and one day we decided to just have some fun and like play D&D because I had a starter set for 4th edition. So we all just took turns, and all of us wanted to be the dragon. So it didn't work out quite as well as I wanted it to.
Wait, which set had the black... Which edition had the black dragon in part of their story set?
So
in their starter set. Because I remember a black young dragon, because I had the starter set where it was a black young dragon, and then the players had to go through and knock it down to like half health to scare it away. I just don't remember which edition it was. Was it like 5th edition or was it 4th?
You know, it's funny because there is a 4th edition starter set. I think it had a blue dragon, and then there is a 5th edition starter set that has Lost Mines, wherein one of the like major boss battles you have is against a green dragon. And my Godless Cranium is GMing a group of folks going through Lost Mines, and that group of people is myself, Inane Dragon, Essence of Thought and Essence of Thought's partner, and a fairly new YouTuber named Aided Furball. And when we hit that dragon, we had a very interesting way of, I guess, sort of subverting that encounter, but we did almost knock it down to half health, which was the whole point of the encounter anyway. So... But the way we did it was really messy. It was not like we all almost died in that encounter very easily.
I mean, part of me is still wondering which starter set that was from, because I remember that the box had the black dragon on it.
I'm gonna have to look that up later because I know in Lost Mines it's a green dragon. So that's definitely something that I should look into then. A black dragon.
Oh yeah, and then there's like hoarding dragons, which Inane himself is DMing.
Yeah.
And you guys, man, are you in that game?
No,
you're not.
I'm not. I'm not in that one.
But the players managed to defeat the half dragon champion without dying, unlike in Puffin Forest, where one of those people did die.
You know, it's funny. They were able to do that, and then, like, some of the same people who play in that one play in Lost Mines, and, like, half of our team got wiped out in the first encounter, which is apparently, like, really infamous for being a player killer. And I'm just like, that's really brutal for a set that is marketed as a starter set. To just kill your characters in the first encounter. That sucks.
I mean, I actually once DM'd up Elemental Evil, and one of the final dungeons, which is the final boss that allows you to get to level 3, was a necromancer. But they managed to win without him escaping and without dying.
That's great. In Lost Mines, there is an option to encounter a necromancer. I think that what GC probably ended up doing was, odds are that encounter was supposed to happen later on, and then just because of the nature of the way we were running it, he just decided to like change some stuff and make it happen early on, and we were able to win that encounter, and we attacked the necromancer first, and then the necromancer threw a giant minotaur at us.
And then he fucked off and left.
Yep, and we all realized that according to GC's description of the necromancer, he looks like a certain YouTuber that a lot of people, probably not my audience, because a lot of people in my audience aren't even like atheists, a lot of people in my audience are people who like history and people who are into asexuality stuff. But a lot of other people who watch a lot of other atheistic YouTubers have probably seen this person who used to be on the Non Sequitur show, and we made a joke that we were fighting that guy.
And I know who you're talking about.
I actually don't have anything against this person, but I don't want people coming at me later on being like, yeah, you like you're bad because you don't stan the same YouTuber I do. I don't feel like getting into that fight with people.
Yeah, that's actually a really stupid fight. And you spelt the rock in my name as a capital letter.
You know what? I'm just gonna make it a proper noun now. Congratulations. So wait, it's okay. I see what you're saying. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna see if it does it live. It probably will. Let me see.
Maybe.
Okay, let's see. It'll probably do it live if it's on everything else live, but...
Then again, I spell my name Zalrok because A, Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Ragnarok is cool. And B, it's just been my my internet name since I was in high school. Well, the Zalrok part, not the Chaos part. That came later.
Yeah.
But
I actually have...
been using that as like a gaming name and internet name for years. For like a decade now, so...
I actually had a YouTube channel back when I was a kid. I actually had 2 YouTube channels when I was a kid that have videos on them, and I know the username for one of them where you can see me sing, and it's very bad. I joked about this, and a whole bunch of people, including people like Objectively Subjective, back before Objectively Subjective was Objectively Subjective, and my girlfriend, a YouTuber named Anna, have like shared the links to my old channel, and just like, go and look at Little Luciano, and in it I was like 12. And then I had another channel when I was like 15 that was a really small channel that I didn't just sing on. I made like little vlogs and stuff from when I was living in Honduras. And now I have this channel where people sometimes actually watch my videos. It's great.
I mean, I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, so am I.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to check out Tunnels and Trolls. Like, the name... I know that it's real, and I sort of suspected that it was probably a real thing, especially because Pathfinder is a real thing, and the name Pathfinder also seems like it would be like a parody thing of Dungeons and Dragons. So, Pathfinder 2nd Edition has started coming out, and I haven't actually checked it out, but I've heard that it's super good, and I love Pathfinder. I hate what they did to the Barbarian. I think that's awful, but I actually really like Pathfinder, aside from how they just made the Barbarian really weird.
Oh, and you like playing Barbarians.
I do. So the thing is, when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons...
Barbarians are like completely opposite of you normally.
Yeah. And it's funny because like both in the campaign and out of the campaign, I'm just like, hey, if we could get away with less murder, we probably should. And the thing is, in real life, I'm just like, I'm not saying no murder, I'm saying the minimum amount of murder possible. That'd be great. But like, the only reason I started playing Barbarians was because my monk got murdered very easily, and I'm just like, alright, what is the opposite of an easy to kill monk? A hard to kill barbarian. And then I just went very extreme on the murder.
Also, Luciano, you should always pay attention to your goddamn resistances.
Look. How are we supposed to resist that mass suggestion? Is there a universe where like someone in our crew was able to resist that? Someone got like a 19 on their score, on their roll, and you still said that wasn't enough.
Well, I actually have to... we're gonna do a little bit of metagaming.
Oh no.
By this, I'm going to look at the character sheet for the warlock that you guys were fighting, and the mass suggestion that they did
If I remember correctly, someone either got an 18 or a 19, and you said it wasn't high enough.
Oh.
Like, I can't remember
was the
who
spell.
it was.
Actually, I have to look up what that, roll. Actually, do I have that? Let's see. Mass suggestion. None of you. Actually, you. No one. What are you talking about? No one got the wisdom throw.
What was the condition? Or what would it have taken to overcome it? It's fine for us to say it now. It's like
the wisdom saving throw is based on the spell save DC, and the spell save DC was 17. None of you guys got over that.
I could have sworn someone got like a 16 or something. So I know someone got like a solid score, and I just can't remember who it was. Although even if it had been just one person, it probably wouldn't have been enough.
When I was rolling for Laia or Atheist Snail's character, she got a 15. Kaylin's character got a 4. You got a critical fail, and Odalyn got a 7, which means none of you guys passed the spell save DC, which means all of you were suggested. So I wasn't cheating. I wasn't fudging anything.
I didn't accuse you of cheating. Failed. I accused it of being a very high DC, which it was. I didn't accuse you of cheating. That's not what I did. I was like, no, it was a very high score.
Also, I had legitimately rolled those scores just like I would you players. I didn't fill them up as 20s. I just rolled for them.
But did you roll for all the bandits too, or were the bandits just happy to be there? Because I thought the bandits were also under the suggestion.
No,
oh,
they came in a little bit after.
Yeah. But yeah.
And the bandits were pre-planned. They were part of the story mission.
I know, and I was so excited that it looked like we might have been able to talk our way out, because honestly, we were outnumbered 2-1. That was a really tough... Like, if we had to fight our way out, we probably would have won that encounter, but it was very possible someone would have died at some point, especially because if I remember correctly, Odalyn was down to like she took like a serious hit when the bandit captain was like, I'm not going to focus on the barbarian in front of me, I'm going to go after the fighter to my left.
Yes, because fighting the fighter when they have no resistance against your weapon versus the barbarian, who does, is a very smart decision.
And then the barbarian proceeds to like immediately almost murder him.
I mean, it would have been a complete murder had I not just maximized their HP.
I know. I figured that bandit captain probably had some GM privilege juicing through their veins.
I mean, they all had GM privilege juicing through their veins.
I really like your campaign though, because like there's an actual storyline and it's homebrew, so like we don't know what's gonna happen. We're just in it for a wild ride.
I mean, if ever the paladin fucks up somewhere, there's going to be another thing that happens. You're all going to be fucked over, and I'm going to be happy.
I thought about giving my character an in-depth backstory, and then I'm like, nah. And then like when the plot happened, I'm just like, well, that's like sort of my relative in the background. That's weird.
Yes, because your
I'm a tiefling, yeah.
ancestor is Fierna, and her semi-cousin is Zariel, who is the one that the cultists are trying to bring back.
Yep.
To the Nine Hells.
They're not actually in any way biologically related. It's just fun to assume that all creatures of the same species, in this case archdevils, are just like sort of cousins. Just like distant cousins.
Even though technically they're not even cousins.
I know. In fact, there's actually, like, even more so than just the fact that they're not related, there's, like, so many differences between Fierna and Zariel that, like, Zariel was an angel back in the day.
Yeah, she was. So technically, she's not even related to you at all.
But it's fun to just be like, oh man, that's like my like second aunt. Dang it. This next family reunion's gonna be really awkward.
And you know what? That's actually kind of fine because it just adds more stuff to your character. So
my character's backstory in my head is just that he was like a dude who was born in a city, and like he kind of wants to know who his parents are, which I guess would imply that he's like directly related to Fierna. That's not actually true. That's not how tieflings work. But like it's funny in my head to imagine that he just thinks that Fierna's like his mom or something.
Well, technically, you can have archdevils who do decide to have sex with a mortal somewhere.
Well, I mean, that happens all the time, and Fierna's like especially horny. But like that's not how it is that tieflings work. Even in the kookiness of like 5th edition, although 5th edition storyline I guess makes more sense than like 3.5, which was just a hot mess. But like tieflings have ancestors who were archdevils or particularly powerful devils at some point, but not like they're not actually directly related. Like it's not like, oh yeah, my grandfather was Asmodeus. That's not how it works for a tiefling.
Or you know, your dad, one of your parents was just an archfiend. Or no, yes, a fiend warlock whose patron was Fierna. And through magical kookiness, it changed the DNA so that you popped out, I guess, somewhere. I don't know.
And I mean, this is better than Pathfinder's tieflings, where, like, in Pathfinder, a tiefling is just any person who has a fiendish parent. Like, it's any person who has a fiendish parent whose human or whatever other parent didn't go to one of the generic evil planes. So if, like, you have the Quipoff, which is their version of, like, I guess the Onebrian demon, the older demons, then you're also a tiefling. If you have a demon dad, you are a tiefling. If you have a demon dad as in the species demon dad, also a tiefling. It's just a really weird hot mess. They published a whole book that talks just about tieflings. I really like Pathfinder. It's a great role-playing thing, but the way they handled tieflings was honestly really weird. Just if at any point you're related to any sort of outer fiend, you a tiefling.
Yes, and then there's Azamar, which are basically the complete opposites.
Yep.
They're related to celestials or gods. As a Beelzebub.
How's it going, bub? I was planning to end this at like 9:30ish, but that was under the assumption that it started on time. It did not. So I think we're going to keep it going to like 9:45, so that way it gets like a nice clean hour. I usually like for my live streams, if I can help it, to go about an hour. Not too much over, not too much under. So I think, assuming that's cool with you, I think that's where we're going to go.
It's completely fine with me.
Well, I'm sorry that mowing the lawn hurt, but I'm glad that you are, I'm glad that you're taking a bath. I'm glad that you're chilling with us. We're just talking about nerd stuff, so it's cool.
I mean, we all know that Bub is a nerd, just like we are.
Yep.
So he should like this talk.
I actually play an Azamar. So GC is DMing another campaign. He's DMing a Curse of Strahd. Is that how you say it? A Curse of
Strahd, yes.
Yeah, I always said a Curse of Strand for some reason. But he's DMing one of those campaigns, and I'm playing an Azamar monk who just really wants to like punch undead guys in the face. He just wants to get right up in there, punch him in the face, and like he didn't die in the first encounter, so that's good. That means he's already got an advantage over my generic human monk who was my original OC.
who did die, but then again, if you had played I think variant humans allow you to get a feat at first level.
There are variant humans. I'm pretty sure in 5th edition.
Yes.
Yeah.
5th edition, you could get like 2 skills, proficiencies, 2+1 to any attribute you want.
Yeah.
And a feat.
But
so there's that.
I had a lot of fun with that character, and then he almost immediately died. I did end the fight. I did role playing with that character, and then he died, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna be as violent as possible with my next character, and apparently that works because that character is not dead, and that character encountered a dragon and lived.
Yes.
At 3rd level.
Which is actually kind of funny. And now you're playing an Azamar monk,
yep.
Which is actually also funny. But at the same time, Azamar are cool because they get like... they're actually the coolest thing to play because there's a lot of roleplay potential with them. And they get... I believe the Celestial Guardian in 5th edition, which what the book says they get. And you could... Let's see, there's actually a lot of potential there because you could, like, go, I'm an Aasimar, I can go a level into Sorcerer because Divine Bloodline. Or you can go, hey, Celestial Guardian, let's sign a contract.
I'm playing a Scrooge Aasimar, so I always say names. I always say fantasy names really weirdly. So if people ever hear me, that's part of the reason I had difficulty with Strahd. But like the reason I chose that character is that I know what I'm playing. I'm playing a Sun Soul monk. So that means that I can just Hadoken undead things at level 3. It's great. Just fire literal Hadokens.
I believe Aasimar get like cool racial things too.
They get really quirky like auras. So I know that there's 2 main ones. There's a Scrooge Aasimar, which gets an aura Scourge. There's look.
Scourge.
There's a Scourge Aasimar.
In World of Warcraft, my friend. There was the Scourge.
There's Scourge Aasimars, which get an aura that like damages undead things and also fiends. And then there's another one that I think get like celestial wings. I think that's what their aura does.
Which gives them a flying speed.
Yeah. I can't remember. I can't remember for sure if that's 5th edition. I'm pretty sure it is though. I'm pretty sure it's like wings.
5th edition.
Yeah.
In fact, I believe it was Volo's Guide.
Yeah. Volo's Guide is what gave me the variant rules for my tiefling in our campaign.
Yes, I know. In fact, I looked them up.
There's so many. So apparently some people did some calculations, and if you're a warlock tiefling that allows Volo's Guide, you have the most, like, I guess, character diversity as far as your traits and your, like, class features go. That is, like, the optimum combination if you want the maximum possible diversity.
Yeah, because the racial things for that is just amazing.
Yeah.
Also, you just get, like, resistance to necrotic damage and radiant damage as an Aasimar. You get dark vision, which means you can see in the dark in the campaign you're in. You know the light cantrip, Protector, Scourge, and Fallen. Protector gets Radiant Soul, which means you get wings. You can flying speed of 30 feet, and you can deal extra radiant damage to one target when you deal damage with an attack or spell. The extra radiant damage equals your level.
Yeah.
Scourge allows you to use your action to unleash the divine energy within yourself, causing a shearing light to radiate from you, pour out of your eyes and mouth, and threaten to charge you. It lasts for 1 minute or until you end it as a bonus action. During it, you shed bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet. At the end of each of your turns, you and each creature within 10 feet of you takes radiant damage equal to half your level, rounded up. In addition, once on each of your turns, you can deal extra radiant damage to one target when you deal damage to it with an attack or spell. It equals your level. You cannot use it until you finish a long rest. And your wisdom increases by 1, which is probably... No, your constitution increases by 1 when you're a scourge. There we go.
So, some new people are watching, but for those of you who are curious, we're just having a chill stream. We planned this ahead of time, and I decided to create the thing early, which was a mistake, because I figured that YouTube wouldn't tank live streaming. I didn't think that they would deliberately punch people who did live streams in the face. Turns out I was wrong. And because of that, I had the hardest time setting up the live stream. I was able to figure it out, but I also figured that because this is the second time this has happened, I just need to do like live streams this way instead of like planning them super out in advance. I just need to have all my stuff ready to go and then just do the stream now thing, because that works. It's just unfortunate that any other option doesn't seem to work for me. Yep, we actually made that joke, Chenna, at the beginning of the stream. like almost an hour ago. We're just like, heck it, we're doing it live, because I don't usually cuss on my channel. I cuss sometimes. I cuss when I feel like it's worth it. But I actually can't. I
cuss all the time.
I'm sorry, bub. I can't tilt it. I'm on a... I explained this as well. I am on a PC, and if I tilt it, it's just going to come falling down. My next live stream is going to be on my laptop. We'll see if that works better.
But do you have a camera?
No.
For the PC?
I have a webcam. That's the issue. I don't have a camera.
Okay, I'm going to put you through a Zalrok.
Alright, let's do it.
Okay. I'm going to put you through a Zalrok if OBS would actually go live. There we go. So, you can, if you have it as a little thing on your sources, you can, and for your mixer, well, actually, it's more important for the sources. You right-click the sources, you go to Properties, you go to Configure Video, you go to Camera Control, and then you can mess with the pan and the tilt. The pan is it going left or right, and the tilt is going up and down. So you could fix it there.
I am shook. I did not know. Maybe Discord, or not Discord, Jesus. Maybe OBS isn't awful. Because I did not know that was a thing that I could do. I'm going to have to check that out later. That's
what I do every start of my streams.
For people
because I always have to fix the channel.
For people who've been here a long time, so back when I used to live in Greensboro, this was an issue I had, and I actually started doing live streams in Greensboro. That was when I first started both participating in other people's live streams and being on my own. One of the first live streams I ever did on YouTube was a live stream with, among other people, Scientist Mel, Iseth Original, Steve McRae, and a whole bunch of other people. And this was before Non Sequitur Show and the Great Debate Community were as large as they are now. So this was back when there was only a couple of thousand people in both of those places, and I had like just hit 100 people. We were having a conversation about YouTube's new monetization rules, because they had just started the thing where you have to have 1,000 subs. And I'm just like, man, I have like 105 subs. It's going to take me forever to hit 1,000. I was right, because I'm still not at 1,000.
But you have more than me, therefore you're always right.
It's science.
Remember that stupid fallacy that people always go, oh, but you only have 59 subscribers. Your opinion is wrong. Because I have a million.
If I have 1 million subscribers and you don't have 1 million subscribers, and I say that the sky is orange, guess what? I'm right. It's nature. It's science.
It's really stupid.
I actually have had a couple of videos that have gotten several hundred views, and my channel is still getting views like every day, just sort of ambiently. So I'm actually not complaining. I was mostly just saying that, like, when I said that, like, almost 2 years ago, I was very correct.
You have 441, and
yeah.
I have 59 subscribers. Then again, I don't plan on growing on YouTube.
That's fair.
I have a lot of people on Twitch, and I'd rather grow on there because I'm primarily a Twitch streamer. So that's just me.
I want to Twitch stream, but I don't have technology that would be very good at it. I'm very curious as to what would happen if I actually did post a video on Twitch. I'm curious as to if like people would watch it. I think they would, but I don't think that I would ever be big on Twitch. And to be fair, I don't think I'd ever be big on YouTube, but I do think that if I ever actually started working towards YouTube like super seriously, I would probably have a couple thousand subscribers within a couple of years, because my YouTube growth has been slow. That's fine. I like the content I post. I like the community I'm creating. I'm just here having a good time.
Yeah, I stream on Twitch to have a good time, to spread some happiness around. My alignment personally is chaotic neutral. But I have depression and anxiety, so I play games on stream just so I can be a bit of the people that I liked as a kid, like Robin Williams and Mr. Dressup and Mr. Rogers, just to spread a bit of happiness around.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. I don't care about making a lot of money. That's something that just happens. If it happens, it happens. I don't care. Well, if I spread a bit of more happiness, then I get more money from streaming. That's what I'm going to do.
I would ultimately like to be able to break even on YouTube. Like, I don't want to have like a ton of money from it, but I do think it would be nice to be able to like get some money for the time that I spend making videos. And since I haven't been making videos recently, it's fine. Like, I'm not complaining about anything right now, but I understand why people are just like, I like YouTube, but I want to make money off of it. Because honestly, like, making a YouTube video, even doing a live stream, especially because YouTube hates live streamers and decided to punch them all in the face. But even before this, live streaming was hard. Like, a lot of people don't understand how nerve-wracking live streaming can be. I have social anxiety, among other things. And
I feel you.
People tell me that I'm good at live streaming, or at the very least, people told me that I was good at live streaming before this. Before I had to use OBS and all that stuff. And that always amazed me.
I mean, I actually got into live streaming on Twitch because of I wanted to make a difference, like Markiplier and a lot of other people that I enjoy the content of. I just want to spread a bit of Zalrok to everyone.
I always really like your streams. I have seen a few of them. It's just that usually at the times you're streaming, unless I coincidentally happen to be in the stream, I'm not usually like at a computer when you're streaming, which is unfortunate.
But don't worry, Luciano. I always go and upload them to here on YouTube, which allows you, whenever you have time, to watch them. Whenever I Zod it. Oh, by the way, here's a little reason why it's called ZODs. Zalrok on demand.
Yeah. No, like you said you have that in your thing, so of course I know why it's called ZODs.
I know, but some people always ask me, why are your VODs called ZODs? And it's like, it's Zalrok on demand, Fred. Why?
I have a feeling that a lot of people, so both Bub and Purple Rhymes with Orange are talking about like OBS and stuff, and OBS is confusing. It's just objectively confusing. I know, like, it's not super confusing. You don't have to be a genius to figure it out, but like freaking Google Hangouts was simple, and yeah, it wasn't the best like streaming software, but it worked for a lot of people who are just casual YouTubers, because you have to figure out a decent amount of stuff to be able to figure out OBS. There's a learning curve to OBS that a lot of people who are good at technology don't really realize. And I've never been good at technology. It took me more than a couple of years to figure out how to use frickin' Skype. That should tell you how not good at technology I am. So like this, yeah, Chenna, Google Hangouts was murdered like earlier. It was murdered last week. So up until last week, you could use Google Hangouts. I think it was up until August 8th. So I think it was up until like last Friday or Thursday. And now you cannot use Google Hangouts anymore. I think you can still use like the I think you can still have like a conversation on it if you have an old key, but you can't stream from Google Hangouts anymore, which really sucks. That was how I did all of my old stuff before I did Jamie's birthday stream, and Jamie taught me how to use OBS, and today I was able to just sort of brute force my way into it, but we're still here. We're doing it live.
Yes.
That's a joke that will definitely never get old, I promise.
It needs more cowbell.
So Zal, since we're about to close out the stream, would you like to talk just a little? You were just talking about your channel, but just talk about it a little bit more, so that way people know to go over to you, and also plug your stuff in the chat section.
Alright, well, I am Zoro Chaos. I stream up on Twitch at, let's see, on Twitch TV.com/Zoro Chaos.
Yep. The reason we're saying that is because in the past I have tweeted out the wrong link, because there's another Twitch person who has Zalrok, but not the Chaos.
Yes, and I live stream RPGs and chill, to me anyway, survival games, as well as Chaotic Roll on occasional Sundays. Because sometimes I have to work on weekends, and other times there's something wrong with me where I can't DM. So, yeah. I stream a lot of games, I chat with people, I'm very chill, I'm a bringer of chaos, or maybe the guide through it, and I hope everyone has a good day, or whatever time zone you're in, because this is Luciano's table, and I hope you had a good time.
Bye, friends. We are going to be closing out the stream right now, but I do sincerely recommend y'all go and check out Zal's channel, both on YouTube and over on Twitch. Zal produces a lot of fun stuff, and I produce stuff, or at the very least in my mind, I produce stuff that, even if it's a little bit funny, also pretty serious, but we're going to be chilling out with everyone. Bye, friends. I'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.